So what if I told those of you who are tuning in today that once you reach a certain age in your retirement, that you could turn that home liability, which is what it is if you still have a mortgage that you're paying, into a home asset for you, a true asset that could actually provide you some income in order to fill a gap that you maybe had some shortcomings because maybe you didn't plan properly or maybe you started late in the game. Well, that is what we're going to be talking about today when I actually interview my good friend Patrick Kerwin, who is a reverse mortgage specialist. He's going to be talking about that complicated mortgage loan known as a reverse mortgage. So you're going to want to stay locked in today if you are curious on how a reverse mortgage may benefit you or not. Hi, my name is Carson Graves, President and CEO of the Retirement Education Center.
And my name is Andrea, Director of Operations at the Retirement Education Center. And the reason we've created these educational videos is to help to make the difficult and confusing retirement process simple.
Absolutely, Andrea. And of course, we do this by incorporating a team of strategic partners ranging from certified financial analysts, certified financial planners, estate attorneys, insurance advisors, and other needed professionals to help us build a comprehensive and holistic roadmap that's going to let our clients know when, where, and how they can reach their retirement goals.
For specialized strategies on how to maximize your retirement income, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload new videos.
Hopefully by now, those of you who have subscribed to our channel and you're getting educated about your retirement, that you're starting to realize that we are really trying to bring to you some diversity on this channel that can actually elevate your learning when it comes to your retirement options. And today is going to be no different, Andrea, because I am thankful that I have another good partner of mine to join this channel and talk with you about a very complicated retirement vehicle that some people either hate or they just love because they don't have enough education on it. And so with that being the case, I thought that I might have him come and do an interview with me just to discuss this very complicated vehicle known as a reverse mortgage. But before we go into that interview, there are always two retirement rules that we like to give you ourselves. And Andrew, what are those two rules?
Well, rule number 1 is to never run out of money. And rule number 2 is to never forget rule number 1.
All right, so without further delay, let's go ahead and transition into my interview with Mr. Patrick Kerwin. So everybody, I want to thank you all again for tuning into our channel. As we always mention, we try to keep our channel very diversified as it pertains to helping you have a retirement income that you just really cannot outlive. And today, I am so happy to be joined by my good friend, Patrick Kerwin, who is a reverse mortgage specialist. And he's here to tell us a little bit more about reverse mortgages because guess what? I always believe that you should utilize every tool that you may have in your arsenal to make sure that you cannot run out of income in retirement. And we know retirement is getting longer. People are living longer. So we definitely need to be able to understand these different tools that may be available to us. So Patrick, if you would you go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience and just let them know who you are and what you do? Of course, we know what reverse mortgages, right?
Yes. Hi, I'm Patrick Kerwin. I'm with American Advisors Group, which is the number one purveyor of reverse mortgages in the country. You may have seen our commercials with Tom Selleck. And I have a reverse mortgage, and I liked it so much that I asked to represent reverse mortgages. So, I work for this company now, and it's an amazing opportunity for people. A lot of people look at the idea of refinancing a home to hopefully maybe pull a little money out or some way get into a better situation where they have more cash flow. What happens is, a sort of a 45-year-old person can go out and get a conventional mortgage. But if a 62-year-old person tries to get a conventional mortgage, if they're not working and don't have the income, they won't get very much money from it. So they can't necessarily help themselves. With a reverse mortgage, they can actually get quite a bit more money, and they're not required to make payments every month. So unlike a conventional mortgage where you have to make a payment every month, and if you miss 3, maybe they'll foreclose on you. With a reverse mortgage, it's up to you how many payments you make. You You can make payments every month just like you normally would, or you could pay just the interest, or you can make no payment. Or it's kind of a credit line. So if you need cash, you can actually draw that down for extra money. So the two types of people that come to me for reverse mortgages they're always people that want to refinance their home. One of them is the kind that has a paid off home. And so what they want to do is get a credit line that they can supplement their income with on a monthly basis, or for special needs or emergencies or extra medical or anything like that, pay off credit cards. Another is a kind that they're retired, but somehow they still have a mortgage. So if somebody's retired and still has a mortgage of say $1,500 a month, we might refinance that with a reverse mortgage, and they have the option of not paying $1,500 a month. Now, when are they going to pay? They're going to have to pay when they sell the house. Or if they don't sell the house, let's say that's a married couple, they can stay there until the last spouse passes away, and then the house is sold. So it's up to them, and they don't necessarily have to make any payments whatsoever. So like if somebody's paying a $1,500 a month mortgage right now, they can be put in a position where they've now got $1,500 a month to live on and go invest with Carson.
Wow. Well, I appreciate that. Oh, that's a good idea, actually. So, Patrick, a lot of my clients are starting to ask about reverse mortgages. And unfortunately, a lot of people are very fearful of reverse mortgages. Can you tell us why that may be, or maybe help those who are tuning in today understand exactly kind of what a reverse mortgage is and why they maybe should not fear it so much?
Well, great. And I'm glad you asked that question. When I first looked into this, people told me stuff, stay away from reverse mortgages. And so I went and did some research and tried to find out what they were talking about. And my background is different from most people in this industry. I have a master's degree from the Wharton School of Business, #1 ranked finance school in the country. And so therefore I feel like, it's kind of like I'm duty bound to find out if there's any issues with this before I did it for myself. And I found out that there's some people that got a reverse mortgage that didn't want to pay their taxes, and that could be a problem. But guess what? That's the same with a normal mortgage. And there's some people that didn't want to carry insurance. That's the same problem with a normal mortgage. Here's the difference.
Let me ask you this real quick, Patrick. Now, you mentioned that, I just want to make sure everyone understands, when you do a reverse mortgage, you still are obligated to pay the taxes and the insurance, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
I want to make sure that was clear.
Right. So, right now, people that are living with normal mortgages are under the obligation to pay their taxes, pay their insurance, and they have to make a monthly payment. If they miss 3 monthly payments, they're subject to foreclosure, and that's where they could lose their house. Now, a lot of people think that's probably not going to happen. In fact, the closer they are to paying down the house, they think it's less likely they'll lose it. But on the other hand, the closer they are to paying down the house, the bank's already got most of their money back, and your house is going way up in value. You're the one taking the big risk when it gets close to the end. They can still take your house if you miss 3 payments. With a reverse
payments of like taxes, right? That's what.
No, like 3. 3 if they miss 3 monthly mortgage payments.
Mortgage payments. I got you.
Right. Okay. Or if they don't pay their taxes, or if they don't pay insurance.
Okay.
These are all things that could trigger a foreclosure.
Mm-hmm.
There really isn't a foreclosure with reverse mortgages. If you fail to meet the terms, then they'll tell you that it's no longer valid, which means you have to sell the house, and they give you 6 months to sell the house. So what you have to do is you have to pay your taxes, you have to pay your insurance, you have to maintain the house, and you have to live in the house. So you can't get a reverse mortgage and then rent it out. You can't get a reverse mortgage and then move to a retirement home. I mean, a reverse mortgage was developed in the 1980s under the Reagan administration to help elderly borrowers, stay in their homes until after they retire, until they pass away. So they didn't get kind of tossed out of their home. So one of the biggest problems that we see is a lot of people that plan for retirement are doing just fine with, mom and dad, if they're both there, but as soon as one spouse passes on, there's not enough money for the remaining spouse to stay in the home. So they lose their spouse, and now they lose their house. A reverse mortgage is set up so that you don't lose the house. And so the amazing and interesting thing about it is a lot of people think, when I get old, I'll just sell the house and downsize. Okay, that's great, except that downsizing costs more money than staying there. So like the typical person that I talk to, they're paying, $400 in taxes, $100 in insurance. It costs them $500 a month to stay in their home. To get an apartment, it's going to cost $1,400 a month. So that's not downsizing, that's up costing. So it's much cheaper to stay in the home and stay there longer. Now, some people, of course, need that extra income. Now, so one of the things they do is they're supposed to save for retirement. That's with you. And if they haven't, or they don't have enough, hopefully their home has gone up in enough value that we can then loan money against that value and they can live on that increase in value, if that makes sense. And yet they don't have to make a payment until they choose to move and sell the house, or the last spouse passes on.
I have a question for you, Patrick. So is there a certain amount of equity that you need to have in the home in order to even qualify for reverse mortgage? As a matter of fact, just tell us real quickly, the complete breakdown of how you actually do have to qualify for reverse mortgage. What are the criteria?
So for a reverse mortgage, you have to have about 40% or more equity in the home. You also have to have an income that exceeds your expenses by $1,000. So if your monthly expenses are $1,000, you have to have an income of $2,000. Now, this is a much easier qualification than any other kind of loan. So like at a conventional mortgage, you have to have an income that's almost 4 times what the monthly payment is to get a conventional mortgage. But with a reverse mortgage, it's a lot easier to qualify for. But you do have to have decent credit. You do have to have equity in the home. You have to have a certain amount of income, and you have to be willing to insure the home, pay the taxes, live in the home, and maintain the home.
Got it. Good deal. So, hey, Patrick, that's some really good information about reverse mortgages today. I want to have you to come back and really break down how reverse mortgages can really help a retiree in retirement. I want to talk about some of those things that you may have seen with some of the people you've worked with, and some of the things they may have told you that once the reverse mortgage was completed, how they were able to modify their retirement lifestyle. That'd be fair.
That'd be great. Love
Perfect, man. Great. Well, hey, Patrick, so glad you did the show with us and giving us some insight to reverse mortgage. We want to have you back so you can continue to break down this really confusing retirement tool that I think so many people are sleeping on, as a matter of fact. So thank you for joining us, Patrick. Do you want to tell everyone how they can get in touch with you?
Absolutely. Again, my name is Patrick Kerwin. My email address is pkerwin, PKERWIN @aag.com. And my website is aag.expert/Patrick. And contact me there, and I'd be glad to talk with you about your case.
Perfect. And we would definitely have that information provided in the links in our description provided below. So if you guys need to get in touch with Patrick, you'll have access to that in our description below. So Patrick, we will see you again next week, hopefully, and to talk more about reverse mortgages.
Sounds perfect.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me.
So I really hope that this video gave you some insight into how a reverse mortgage might work and maybe how it may benefit you. Please remember that these videos are created for educational purposes only, and you should always seek out your own personal financial advisor, tax advisor, and/or attorney to discuss your own personal situation. If you are looking for a fiduciary advisor to help you with these types of complex financial matters, please click on the link provided in the description below and learn how you can become one of our high-value clients. For more information about this particular topic and any other topics that we've shared in our prior videos, please do not hesitate to reach out to our office and leave any questions or comments in the section below.
To learn more about our services and how we can help you to increase your chances of not outliving your retirement savings, make sure to click on the link in the description below and sign up for our free Maximizing Your Retirement Income Masterclass. After this video, please check out our other videos that we've created that will give you tips on how to maximize your retirement. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share it with a friend. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you have questions,
we have answers.